Konnichiwa, weebs! Today we'll be talking about JDM cars, or Japanese Domestic Market Cars, which doesn't sound as cool. Does your girlfriend look like this? Or maybe your playlist looks like this? And does your screen time look like this? Well, do I have the car market for you? Where to begin? We got the Toyotas, we got the Mazdas, we got the Nissans. In fact, there are so many cars I think I'll have to categorize, and we'll do it by year. We start with the golden age of JDM cars, the 90s. Due to an economic boom, everybody and their mothers were swimming in cash and buying Japanese cars. Ah, the 90s. A bygone age of the early internet, emos, and other stuff I wasn't born in time for. Here, we have cars like the NSX, a competitor to the Ferraris of the time. Many considered it better than its Italian competitor, the Ferrari 348. But then again, why do we boys buy our expensive big toys? We say it's for us, to go fast, but let's be real here. We do it for the ladies. Now let's be even more for real. I would rather say I drive a Ferrari than, well, actually, you see, it's faster and better priced than the Ferrari. You can throw the body pillow in the back, by the way. But yeah, those Ferrari guys are real suckers, aren't they? And the markets agreed with me. We also got the Mazda RX-7 FC, the Supra, Silvia, and Skyline. If I'm being honest, all these cars have older brothers that are way more desired, but more on that later. Wink. But we also have the absolute GOAT, the car that wasn't supposed to be fast. And it wasn't, but damn is it cute, the Toyota Corolla Trueno AE86. And you also have its little bit weird, but still chill brother, the Levin. These cars could be seen ripping it up the mountain pass like it was nothing. Also, Initial D. But listen, remember all those cars I mentioned before? Yeah, those? I didn't want to say this in front of them, but their younger brothers are like so much cuter. You got the Mark V Supra ripping it up the UK highways at 320 kilometers per hour. You got the kooky S14 Silvia, and later the S15, killing it in Formula Drift. And you got the RX-7 FD just sitting there, looking beautiful. Which is, may I say, just like a Swedish man. Absolutely majestic until you hear him. Whereas with the Swedish guy, it'll just be a really hot stitch. With the RX-7, it'll be a... Also, the RX-7 was made for like 2 years in the 2000s. But hey, cut me some slack, eh? But the thing is, you don't only have the cooler brothers of older cars. You also got the Subaru Impreza, Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, and even though Nissan had the S15, they made a cheaper sports car for all you brokies out there called the 350Z. And you also have the Honda Civic, Honda Integra, and I really didn't want to mention this one, but they forced me. The RX-8. Unlike the 90s with its economic boom, in the 2000s, other things went boom. And I'm not talking about in 2001, but in 2008. So, in the 2000s, people really didn't have that much money to bust down on the Japanese sports cars. But we still have the newest GTR R35, commonly known as the Godzilla, casually putting supercars in their place. I won't lie, the GTR kinda has the same problem as the NSX, where you have to tell your date that it's actually faster than the Lamborghini, except this time you actually have back seats to put your body pillow. Anyways, during the 2010s, there really wasn't a two-door rear-wheel drive fun car. So, the boys at Toyota and Subaru, Scion was also there, teamed up to make the GT86, paying homage to its older brother, the AE86. Also, at this time, Mitsubishi ended its Evo series with the Evo 10 to make the Mitsubishi Outlander? Also, this is when all JDM cars started becoming expensive, also referred to as the drift tax. Ah, cheap Japanese cars. Also something I wasn't born in time for. But what about today? What cool Japanese cars are made today? Well, we got the Toyota Supra Mark 6. We got a new NSX. We got a Civic. Yeah, the landscape isn't looking great. But wait a second. What's that in the distance? An actually cool Japanese sports car? Is it a new AE86? Kinda, except it's all-wheel drive. But we also have the revised GT86, also called the GR86, and a new Nissan 400Z. That's about it though. But JDM culture is not just about the cars. It's also about being insufferable. I'm just joking. The most important part of JDM culture is of course drifting, and it's very hard to talk about drifting without talking about the DK. No, not Donkey Kong, but the Drift King.
土屋圭一、
After seeing
国光隆、
a professional motorcycling racer using a technique whereby hitting the apex at a high enough speed, it would throw the car into oversteer, but still maintaining the highest possible exit speed.
土屋圭一、
Set out to master this technique, and as he did, it earned him an iconic racing crowd and a feature film called
プラス P、
I don't really get the name either, but nevertheless, the video is pretty cool. This video had a grand influence on the car and racing culture, and soon people were trying to recreate DK's driving style on the mountains of Japan. This led to a street racing culture where a race could be initiated by simply flashing high beams to the driver ahead. Now, contrary to what you might have heard, drifting isn't actually faster than taking the racing line. Most of the time, it's actually slower. The reason why it was so popular in the Japanese mountains was because by drifting, you're able to block off the other lane, therefore stopping your opponent from passing you. I'll do a full video about drift culture in the future, so you better subscribe. Wink! Now, the other important part of JDM culture is the tuner scene. Remember that 320 km/h Supra? Well, don't tell anybody about it because it's top secret. This car was made by
The legendary Smoking Guy,
who took it to the roads in the UK and did that run. The British obviously went bloody mad about the whole ordeal and arrested him. You also have Akira Nakai, who makes the coolest looking old and new Porsches. Now, there's also another type of Japanese car culture, though originally a biker culture, the infamous Bosozoku. This is where our third guy took inspiration from, or he was part of that car culture. Ken Miura, better known for the creation of Rocket Bunny. Now I can talk for hours about all of these, and I will, so you better subscribe. Wink, 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 wink. Now, what have we learned today? Japan, as weird as it is, makes some cool cars that drift a lot. See ya!